Hey everyone, welcome back to channel, and this is the day 7 of our Kubernetes series, and till now we have covered up to day 6 where we have covered about the deployments, pod lifecycle, pod YAMLs, and we have done setups and all. So if you're new to the channel, you can just go through the whole series till now and you can just join in this learning phase. Okay, so let's just begin. So today's video is basically about the rolling updates and rollbacks. So about this I have already covered a bit in our previous video, but in this video we will see in bit detail. Okay, so let's just begin. So I will just start with what is basically this rolling update and all. Okay, so that basically means if your application is running on some like version like v1, okay, and you want to make it up to like make your application to run on the version v2. So in that case we basically do the deployments and all, and we do what we can say, we change the image versions and all everything, right? So even in your production, suppose you're running some of your application on some version like 1.1 and you want to change it to now 1.2. So this is the usual thing. So same strategy, same thing, just we are going to see how it happens in the Kubernetes. Okay, and how also we do the rollback in case things didn't went well. Okay, so let's just see with the problem. So suppose there is any application where thousands of users are there in the application. In that case, you have to do the deployment. So option A is there. What we'll do, we will delete the pods and then we will update our YAML from version 1 to v2. And in that case, we'll just apply the pod. But what will happen? There will be a downtime in that case, right? But that is not a good thing. That's why there is a option we have is the rolling update. In that, what happens, it replaces basically pods one at a time. Suppose you're having the 4 pods running on version v1, so now new pod will come version v2 and it will delete the old pod. Same v2 will come, delete the old pod. So it goes on like this only. So in that case there will be no zero downtime and your application will also be updated on the next version. Okay, so let's just exactly what happens under the hood. So here you have, uh, let's say you have currently four pods running of version v1. So what happened, new pod came version v2, then one pod from the v1 will get deleted, so now you are having only 3 pods, and same it goes on, and now your whole application is running on the version v2. Okay, so this is basically the rolling update. So now what we'll do is that we'll just create a deployment. You can just see here, I will be using the same deployment which we have used in our previous class, and it's also same. Okay, so here we'll run on the Nginx version 1.25. Then what we are going to do is that we are going to update it version 1.26, and also we are going to see what happens behind the scenes using this particular command, that is the kubectl rollout status deployment and the deployment name. So let's just begin. So if I just go in my terminal and if I open the dev.yaml, so here it's okay 1.27. I'll keep it to 1.25, and let me just show you get pods burst. So only one pod is running, that's fine. Let's just apply this. Okay, so now if you will apply, so here if I do this get pods, so you will see 4 pods are now, status is container creating. Okay, now it's running, cool. So now this application is running on the version 1.25. If you want to see the rollout status in deployment and then nginx deployment, the deployment name whatever you have given in the file, so you will see here deployment is successfully rolled out. Okay, now if I just want to do here 1.26, and I will just do the apply, and then I will just do this one. So you will see waiting for deployment nginx rollout to finish, and all pods what happened, one old replicas are pending termination. You can see 3 out of 4 new replicas have been updated, 2 out of 4. So here you can see one pod is getting updated at a time. Okay, and one new pod is coming, one new pod is going down. Okay, so if we just do here get pods, so you'll see all 4 are running, And if I just check the history of the deployment with this command, you can just see key what are the deployments has happened. So you will see two deployments, okay, but you can see change causes none. So sometimes it will be none only if you do it manually, until unless you are not defining it. So there is some annotation we use it, because of that like it can show here, okay, that we'll see later on. So now what I will do is that I will again try to change the version, okay. If I just go here and I will do 1.27, and if I just do apply and do rollout history, so 3 you can see, and even if I just do status, you can see it is rolled out, okay. So here let's first understand what happened, okay. First 1.25 your application was running, then you change it to 1.26, then you change it to 1.27. So in all these cases, one pod went down, another came up with the new version. Okay. Now let's say suppose some situation happened like when you went on 1.27, your application started crashing or something happened. Okay, anything is possible, right? So, and you want to roll it back to the previous version. So for that also we have a undo command. Okay. So for that you can just do kubectl rollout undo deployment and the deployment name. Okay. So let's just do it, okay. So if I just do here kubectl rollout undo deployment and the nginx deployment, so you will see here deployment nginx rollback, okay. And if I just do the get pod, you can just ignore the warning, so you'll see all 6 seconds ago. So in this case you can just roll back to the previous version of your application, okay. And if I just again do the history, so you will see 4 also, but you will not see 2, because 2 is the only 4 here at this moment. So this is all about the roll out and the rollback. Next important thing which we have is that maxSurge, okay. This is the one what we can say, one option is there in the YAML file which you don't define whatever we do. So what happens, Kubernetes automatically add all these details, strategy, which strategy should be, and what is the max surge and all, it automatically adds into the YAML. So if you want to see that, you can just clear the screen and you can just do the kubectl get deployment. And if I want to just show you the YAML files, you can just do get deployment, and you can just do the write the deployment name and hyphen o YAML. If you do so, you will get the YAML file basically. So here you can see API version, kind, deployment, everything, and these are some of the things which Kubernetes has added. And if I want to show you, here you can see the strategy is rolling update that we have defined, and max surge and max unavailable is 25%. Even here you can give the number like 1 and 1. So what does these two things mean? Okay, so max surge is basically means how many extra pods you need. Okay, so let's say we have a 4 application of version v1. So whenever you're doing the rolling update, at that moment the version 2 pod should be only 1. Okay, that is basically the max surge. And here you can see if you have given higher max surge, then faster rollouts, but you need more capacity obviously to run the same pods, same number of pods, you can say. And what is this max unavailable? It basically means how many pods may be unavailable at once while updating. So similar way which we have seen, if you have 4 pods, one pod comes up, one pod goes down, again comes up, goes down, comes up, goes down. Okay, so this is the max unavailable. Okay, so this is the difference between these two. And obviously the lower max unavailable is basically safer, so that you will not face any issues. Okay, so putting it together, we have here, if you give max surge 1 and max enable 1, so you will see 4 healthy pods you have currently, 1 new pod created, now you will get the 5 total, then 1 old pod removed, then you are back to 4, then its cycle continues until it's done. Okay, So now we'll see the important thing is the rolling update and the blue green deployment difference. What is the difference between these two? So rolling update, we have already seen this old and new version run together, pods updated gradually one at a time, there is no downtime, lower infrastructure cost. Cool. So in blue green, what happens basically, let's say this is my pods of version v1. Okay, so blue, and this is currently running, so we'll mark it as a blue. And we are having some another application, not another means ours application or only, which is on v2. So blue green, what happens, we make the replica of the same whatever pods we want to run, but with a different version. Okay, so from here, this is suppose your anything is there like ingress or something is there, that for example, you some suppose from here traffic goes to the environments. Okay, so what happens in blue green deployment basically, so suppose the traffic is first pointing to the blue, and if green is all tested and it's running fine, then we'll just do the switch over from blue to green, and then here it won't be going, and this we will what we'll do, we'll basically destroy it, so that your traffic will basically now pointing to the new version, and this green will become the blue, and again this blue will get the deleted. Okay, so this happens in the blue green. So here is that, and even if you want to like roll back, so before deleting, yeah, before deleting only, you can just roll back directly, you can just point this traffic to the blue again in case. So but the only problem you have, you need to create a replica of your infrastructure. So this is the one thing. Okay, so let's say in the one real world thing we have like if you have thousands of user placing orders, and you can't stop the application, so in that case something happens like something broke, then what you will do, so basically this is the one command you can just run, roll out undo deployment. Okay, so yeah, now for you, now your task is that what you have to do, let's see. The first thing is like you have to create and verify deploy 4 replicas of nginx, then you have to update the image, you have to check the history, then you have to roll it back, and then you have to experiment with if you give the max surge equal to 0 and max unavailable 2, then what will happen, so that you have to think and tell in the comment section. So that's it guys for this video, and today we have covered a lot of things like rolling updates, rollback, status, history, max surge, max unavailable, blue green. So I hope you liked it, and if you seriously like this particular video, you can just share it with your friends guys, and you can just subscribe my channel if you're new to the channel, and see you in the next one guys, and thank you so much for watching.